GALAGA, in my personal opinion, GALAGA is pound for pound one of the greatest video games ever made. This game came out in 1981. This game is older than me. I did not even exist when this game came out. I've been playing games since the mid 80s, and this game has been consistently a part of my life from the about the time I was about 7 or 8, 9 years, somewhere around that time frame. Uh, my first memorization of playing this game was growing up in an apartment complex, and outside that apartment complex was a corner store, and the corner store had circulating versions of Street Fighter as the game progressed, all the different versions. And I was obsessively playing Street Fighter, and they also had a cabinet of Galaga next to it. And sometimes I would take a break from my Street Fighter runs, and I would try out Galaga. And at the time, I found the game to be pretty intimidating. It was difficult as a smaller kid, um, and but yeah, it's always kind of been there. It's a game that's always just kind of been there for me. And no matter where I go, there's even to this day, there's a Galaga machine somewhere. And you know, moving forward in my life, I come to the realization how much I actually like treasured this game. About 20 years later, so 20 yeah, about 20 years later, I was just at a movie theater with some friends, and there was a small arcade there, and it had a Galaga machine. And for some reason, I was attracted to it. It was a tabletop version of Galaga, and I attempted to get the high score on that particular machine, and I successfully got the high score on that machine. And from that point on, I basically made a declaration to myself that any Galaga machine that I would come across from that moment forward, I would attempt to get the high score on. And this is kind of like an inside tradition of mine that I still do to this day. I own this game on just about every platform possible. I play this game very consistently, and the reason why I'm making this video is because I want to spread the what I believe needs to be the recognition of what Galaga deserves. And even in my personal life, I try to share the game with families and friends. I challenge them to play the game and beat my personal high score, and which most people, I'd say the average score that the person that is first introduced to this game, they float in between 20 and 50,000 on this particular version of the game. Um, on a separate uh, save file, I think my high score on this particular version is like 247,000 or something like that. But I'm no Galaga master, right? I'm pretty solid at the game, but I'm not claiming to be some world renowned, record breaking Galaga player. The purpose of this video is not to brag about how good I am at Galaga. The purpose of this video is to brag about how great of a game Galaga is. And you'd be hard pressed if you never laid your eyes on this logo here or any of these particular, you know, designed characters here, these spaceships, right? I'm gonna go ahead and start the game so we can get into it. And this is the PlayStation 5 version of the game. So before I get started, let's just take a moment to look at this is basically uh, like an introductory explanation of the game, kind of explain how it goes, the scoring system, the gameplay, and all that. But I mean, just let's look at the aesthetics, the consistency, the mixture of colors, the designs of the ships, the main ship, your player ship, the enemy ships. It's just aesthetically pleasing. It's well balanced. Even the background, if you look at the backdrop, the sparkling kind of multicolored stars really kind of give it. There's not too many games from that era. Like if you take in consideration when this game came out, graphically it is top notch. And right there is an example of one of the mechanics of the game. You can get your fighter ship captured by one of the the more powerful ships, and then you can also return it. That's kind of the name of the game right there, to get the double shit, and it gives you a larger hitbox. You're more susceptible to getting hit, but the good thing about it is like if you get hit, you basically like right there as an example, you just they just got double tapped right there. But yeah, you once you get hit, you have like basically a two hit um, at hit points at that point. But you have a larger hitbox, but at the same time, you also get double missile, double shots. So that's very effective. Whenever you couple that with your experience of the game, you can, and it also kind of you can take advantage of that in the bonus rounds, which are key to getting a high score in this game. There's multiple strategies and different opportunities to kind of add to your score in this game. This game is very complex. There's a lot of different mechanics in the game. There's a lot of different variations of things that get thrown at you. The game is a kind of a level-based system, kind of like Tetris in a way. It gets more difficult as the higher you get, and it also has like specific enemies that spawn the further you go. I think the highest level that I got to was like 18 or something like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and run a game here. On this particular save file, my high score is 106,000. But like I said, well, the main thing about this game, if you want to be successful at it, if you really want to break it down, it's all about pattern recognition, right? It's all about pattern recognition, your placement. It's all about angles and like the trajectory, and it's about, you know, basically avoiding getting hit by the enemies and their shots, and while simultaneously just pretty much. Okay, so now this guy's gonna come down a lot long to capture my shit. But yeah, this game is just consistently. It just has a replayability to it that it just never gets old to me. And once I finish this game, when I get the game over, I'll go ahead and show you like one of my favorite aspects of this game that I personally believe is what really puts it ahead of its time. But I'm gonna go ahead and try to continue to, narrate over my gameplay here. But as you can see, you can pretty much mow through these enemies once you got this double shit. And these fuckers get extremely aggressive the further you get. Now here's a challenging stage. Hopefully, okay, good to go. It's all about placement. You want to be in the right spot, and you want to have like a quick tapping motion right there. So I got the perfect. So you get the total amount of points plus the perfect, which stacks on top of it in a 10K bonus. So that's key to really stacking your ultimate high score overall. And these things they get pretty sporadic too. But you the more you play this game, the more experience you have, just like anything else. You're gonna, well, I just screwed that up right there. That was going to be another example of a variation of different. But basically, when you advance through the levels, these regular ships will spawn special ships, and they'll come out in waves of 3. And if you can take out all 3 of them, that's bonus points right there as well. But I mean, this game is just. I'll go ahead and tell you another story. Right? It really kind of just really solidified it to me for it being one of the greatest games of all time. And that there's the little bug, like the little dragonfly looking ships. There you go again. But I missed the third one. But a couple years ago, I was playing this game at a camp resort. And it was in the corner of a small arcade. There's a few people in there. It was pretty active. So I'm in the corner of this arcade, and I'm closing in on the highest score. I'm getting pretty close at it. Next thing I know, I'm surrounded by like 6 or 7 kids, ranging from 6 to 14 years old. And like I'm surrounded by these kids. And one of the older girls is like, "Hey, you're about to be my older sister's score. She just got it. She's got the high score the other day. You're about to beat it. Oh my god!" And like as she's like sitting there babbling behind me, like I missed the fucking one shit. But this little kid, like he's kind of like small, right? He's kind of barely being able to like look over the control port, right? He's eye level at the bottom of the screen, but he's like looking up at the game. and he's got like his mouth is gaped open, his eyes are wide, and he's just like amazed by it. And then from that point on, I'm like, wow, like this game came out before I did, and these kids from this new generation are like mesmerized by it. And from there, it's just like that proves to me that this game is timeless, and that these older games can actually resonate with people given the proper context. You know, these newer, like, anybody who's ignorant enough to believe that just because something's old that some younger people won't be into it is like completely wrong. And you lack experience, and you lack like depth, you lack like your open-mindedness. But a game like this, like, especially, I guarantee if you like expose this to like your children, like when they're small, like babies, they'll probably end up like me, fall in love with it for the rest of their life. But like I said, like this game is absolutely amazing. Like, it's probably, I could easily probably fit it in my top 10 games of all time personally. Like all time, I'm talking like I started with Nintendo, then Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, then basically N64, PlayStation. Then PlayStation 2 was a huge part of my life. I'm pretty much a PlayStation guy for the most part, but Xbox, like I played, I did massive PC gaming a lot when I was a teenager. But I mean, yeah, this game just truly stands the test of time, and really kind of just hits for me. It doesn't change. This game is always going to be a part of my life, probably till the day I die. I'll be like 86 years old playing this game. And that's the other thing about this game too, is like, I think it's a perfect party game. I think if you could really gather, a group of people and kind of just all gather around and probably have a really good time if everybody were to be engaged and pay attention to what's going on and really kind of get into it. You can really kind of like challenge each other to get the highest score, see who can get the highest. And like, it does get challenging though. Like, these fuckers get very aggressive. Like, I'm closing in on the current high score right now. I fucked up back there. I didn't feel like that was proper for me. That was kind of, that I was very disappointed in that mistake right there. Probably just losing the flow of things. I mean, it gets crazy. Like, I have so many stories of this game, like, playing it in my travels. And it's like, it never gets old. And I'm also blessed with the opportunity to travel the country pretty frequently with my job. And, like, so I have many opportunities to play this game in many different places. And I've had so many memories just playing this game across the country, and mainly. And may there be more. I've actually been to a Galloping Ghost as well, and they got, a lot of people go there to get the world records, and I think one of the world records is currently there at Galloping Ghost for this game. Obviously, that one, I'm not going to beat that score, but it would be pretty cool if I could, like, get up to that level, or even, like, I'm on stage 14 right now, just casually, playing it, kind of narrating over it. Kind of, I think me talking over the game kind of affects my performance, as well as playing the game, I think, affects my performance in speaking. Ooh, there we go. Okay, so I got the bonus there. So there was 3,000 for those three. So yeah, I just smashed the record that I had previously. This bonus stage is really, this one's actually one of the easier ones. Can't believe they got it away. Come on. I mean, I guess it really doesn't matter. I'm not getting perfect, but I mean, those perfects are like absolutely crucial to like really elevating your high score. But yeah, I'm really hoping that this video really spreads, and like, because this game absolutely deserves to be like recognized as one of the greatest games of all time. And we need to like put aside modern games and graphics and really storytelling and all this stuff, because really, like, what is a game? What makes a good game? Like, to me, the categories of qualities of a game that make a good game, I fucked that up there, is gameplay, controls, design, like graphics, to a certain extent, like sound, music, but graphics is only one small aspect of what makes a great game. Storytelling, obviously, storytelling wasn't important, uh, in these days. So you can't really knock the game for the fact that no games really had any kind of storytelling at the time. So I mean, like I said, pound for pound just got pounded there. Um, Pound for pound, this is one of the greatest fucking games of all time. And like I said, it's almost a different experience every time you play it. And you got that infinite replay value to it, and that kind of just pick up and play quality where you don't have to really like it doesn't take up your fucking life. Like I could sit here and casually play this anytime, pick it up, just go at it, and yeah, it's just quite simply one of the great. I'm gonna go ahead and purposely kill myself here so I can show you one of my favorite aspects of this game. Um, Now, obviously here, so right here, the shooting percentage, right? It keeps track of your shooting percentage, your hit to miss ratio. So I shot, but right here, I'm gonna go like this never gets old. Plugging in your like, especially when I do this on machines across the country. That my initials is probably sitting somewhere at the top of the list on many of these machines. So that's a you know a footprint that I'm physically going to leave when I'm gone. Until other people go and beat it. But yeah, the fact that it kept track of your shooting percentage for a game that came out in 1981, that it was advanced that much analytically, like just man, that just like it completely stimulates me to if you really understand that, if you could really break down and analyze how how much like substance is in this game, you have to consider it one of the greatest of all times. Galaga. It's man, no more needs to be said.